It's our next bend in Papillon, a fantastic bar on Hope Street. You can see both ends. You can see two cathedrals from outside, if viewing cathedrals from afar is your thing. Gareth Roberts, Andy Bell, Blundell and Andy Bell. I mean, you can walk to them and go around the grounds and that. You can't, and then come here in the gap.
Just look at them. Just have a look at them. Go, Sam. See you later.
Sam, that. Job done. 7 points. And that's what we've done, and that's what we're here for now. And we're going to talk about whether or not football is going to change post-pandemic. And Gareth, I'm fascinated by this, in that, listen, you know, first home game's Burnley. They were the first team to win at Anfield in God knows how long, so they can go fuck themselves. The atmosphere is going to be off the hook at 12:30, but it's still going to be unreal. Second home game in the league's Chelsea. It's going to European champions. It's going to be outrageous. Fourth home game in the league's Man City. It's going to be absolutely outrageous. The question is, what's it going to be like in January, February, March?
That's the thing. That's what I've been thinking about, because you know, look, we've all been caged in a certain way. We've all been boxed up in a way we didn't enjoy during the pandemic. Some of us were lucky enough to get a little taste of what we were missing with those, you know, the phased return, if you want to call it that. And, you know, I went to the Wolves game, and then other people were at that Palace game, last game of the season, with more in again and all the rest of it. But it still wasn't what we know and love, do you know what I mean? It was still different. You still had to do all the tests. Like the one I went to, nothing was even open around the grounds at that point. So it really was strange. So to move back towards something we've missed for all that time will be amazing. And look, it's been, 16 months now. It'll be even more, obviously, by the time, you know, we're actually going to a game. So I imagine everyone will be, you know, chomping at the bit, like, want to get behind the boys, show the boys support. I imagine the ground will be rocking, especially if we can go in the pub in a fairly normal fashion and all that kind of stuff. But I do worry, and it's sort of why we're talking about it, really, like, a lot of the moans and groans and a lot of the taken for granted stuff, to me that should be pushed aside a little bit now, and should be like, fucking hell, we're so lucky to get to go. But as you say, are we going to be in January going, fucking modern footy shit, lad, and fucking this, and it's too dear,
kick-off times,
you know what I mean, and the full shebang of the moaning bastard football fan. I'd like to think not, but equally I do think it needs something from the other way, like, you know what I mean, like the people who are running football, like we're rightly concerned about some of those people, especially after the Super League stuff and all the rest of it. So give us at least a bit of toffee the other way on some of these things. Like, you know, like I was doing a show this week where, you know, it doesn't bother me really anymore what the kit is and how often the kit comes out, because I don't wear the kit. But then I have now got a young son who, guess what? His brothers wear the kit, he needs the kit. You know, so there's a kit issue again for me that I wasn't expecting there. And it's like £200 for a full kit that is the same as what the people are wearing.
When did this stop being 40 quid, by the way?
I mean,
I swear that happened overnight.
I feel like we all missed a meeting.
You can get a kid's one for 40, to be fair, or a bit less, whatever. But
that's what it was.
But the, you know, there's a stadium version and a Jag version, and it's all gone through the fucking roof, and it's all gone a bit mad. And I said on that show, I was like, it'd be boss if it was Liverpool, and it probably won't be. But if Liverpool just went, you know what, that's taking a piss, that. And this season we're going to do this, and everyone else went, oh, fuck, what are they up to there? Like, you know, like break out of the mould and do something that's sound towards fans. Do you know what I mean? In a monetary way, or in any of the other moany things that we're moaning about. Someone somewhere go, let's address some of those moans and try and create a feel-good that lasts into January and February.
The feel-good, I think one of the reasons why I expect the feel-good to sustain at least for the season, Andy, is because it's always someone's first game back. And that's what I'm excited about. It's always going to be someone's first game back, and that's an astonishing thing. I always say it's important to remember it's always someone's first game, but in this instance now it's going to always be someone's first game back. And for me that's just like, you know, wow, what a thing, and that we all get to share in. If it's my 10th game back, but it's the fellas next to me first game back, fucking incredible.
I'll have a pint for his first game back.
Absolutely. Oh, the red's amazing and all that sort of stuff.
But when you see him again as well, even that, isn't it? You know what I mean? People you haven't seen in 2 years, nearly.
Yeah, so all that is there, and it's going to be incredible. But what I think it is important, isn't it, football remembers, and by football you mean the people, the powers that be, they remember how shit it was when we weren't there. Yeah. And they've got to graft on that, and they've got to think about that, and they've got to put all that in, that idea of, no, these are the people that we need to do this for. And that includes the players, who I think will be the ones who'll be easiest to convince, because first, they're all sound lads, and secondly, they just played an empty stadium. They'll be the ones going, you fucking sort these out.
Yeah.
Listen, it's the nature of humans to, you know, when something comes along and it's a bit new or you haven't had it for a year and a half, you're always going to be proper buzzing off it, and there's nothing in life that you're proper buzzing to do every single week. There is going to be a natural wearing off of the buzz, so to speak. And I think, you know, what you're saying there about maybe last in the season, like first 10 games we're probably going to have that buzz, then it's going to wear off, but we're going to think back to, oh, wasn't it absolutely shit for the last year and a half, and you're going to be able to kind of get through it without constantly kind of moaning and groaning and getting on. So yeah, I mean, I was speaking to you guys beforehand, I was down at the Spain-Italy game, I think you were as well, Phil, on Tuesday night there.
How was it, by the way?
Brilliant, you know, so much fun.
It was absolutely amazing, and honestly I got into the ground and like I've no emotional involvement in that game other than who's most likely to beat England at the weekend, but it was just I was just looking around and I genuinely couldn't stop smiling, and that's what it's going to be like for a while. You're going to get into the ground, you're just going to look around and everything that you've taken for granted for so long.
Give me all the shit sausage rolls.
Yeah.
Give me the overpriced ale.
Got to see the little car drive the ball on. That was my.
I
was so happy when I seen the teams come out and the referee didn't pick the ball up. I'm like, set up Paul, like, you know, just like a little car here, you know. And then sure as hell, anything. So little cars out the ball.
That was moment of the tournament, but I was at a point where, you know, I favoured Italy. I was behind I was in right amongst the Italy end, and honestly, when Chiesa puts that goal in, it was absolute pandemonium, like something I've hardly ever seen before. But it got to the point where I was kind of like, with 10 minutes to go, I'm enjoying this so much. Low key, I wouldn't mind Spain sticking one in here and getting another half hour, which is what happened. So I was kind of like, yeah, get in when Morata put it in. So then the penalties were down our end as well. So yeah, there's going to be an element to that for a while. It is going to inevitably wear off, but I think you're right. I think it will probably last at least the season.
All right, the Reds, thanks for watching a little bit of a premium Anfield Wrap video there. If you want to watch the rest of that show and get access to much more, click join below. That activates our YouTube membership. It means you get a premium video every day of the week. You get our post-match content. You get reviews, previews and exclusive interviews, all here from the heart of Liverpool. Follow us, follow them. Up the Reds.